All right, my beautiful people, quick one before we get into our episode. Big shout out to our family at Mint Inc., Canada's top spot for sports cards, trading cards, collectibles, and live hobby experiences. If you're just getting started or you're already deep in the game, they've got it all. Retail packs, high-end boxes, grading, supplies, and they even do daily live shows. Me and Anth actually have started building our own collection. We're stacking Ronaldo cards, grabbing some Funkos, and ripping whatever we got the itch for. You can shop online or roll to their store in Vaughan to rip, trade, and hit up their bi-weekly trade nights. Hit the link in our description below. Use the code MBH5 at checkout for a little bonus from the boys. Big love for Mint Inc. for backing the pod and keeping the hobby scene alive in Toronto. Let's get into this episode. Welcome back to another episode of Money Buys Happiness. I appreciate you guys tuning in. All right. If you're new here, make sure you sub. If you like this episode, make sure you drop a like, leave a comment below. You guys are going to love this guest. I got a very special guest today. All right. I've known him probably 15, 20 years now. In between that,
like 20 close.
I don't think I've ever had someone on the pod that I've known that long. Maddie, what's up, baby?
What's up?
Matthew Olivier.
Yes, sir.
That's your AKA.
That's my AKA. That's my non-government name.
There you go.
Yeah.
I didn't want to drop your government name.
That's okay.
Come
you know
on.
what? Yeah, we got to keep some secrets.
Brother, it's so good to have you here.
Man, I'm so flattered to be here.
You know, just to give some background to everyone, I've always been a huge fan of you
Oh, thank you.
because, you know, I've always thought you were super creative. You had a unique mind. You looked at things differently than other people. So I've always had great talks with you. We've had amazing conversations the past 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
We've partied together. We've traveled together. We've went crazy together, you know, ups and downs. And watching you the last few years really chase your dream, it inspired me a lot. It inspired everyone that's been following you. I've always known you had something in you to give to the world. And I think that you spent the last maybe 5-10 years of your life trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
And I think you did a good job finding out what that was. I think if what you're doing right now fits you perfectly. It fits your character, it fits who you are. So I just wanted to say that. I'm so proud of you.
I love you, brother.
We're going to get into it, but you just hit 1 million on Instagram.
1 million. I can't believe it. It's
bro.
surreal, dude. It's fucking surreal.
And that happened pretty fast.
it happened like 2 years, like 2.5 years.
Dude, that is insane.
Crazy, man.
Usually it takes people 5 to 10 years to even get to a place that they're seeing success online.
Man, I remember the first like 1,000 followers that I got. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, dude, because I started that account essentially with zero. I started with nothing.
Yeah.
And that I remember that day as distinctly as I remember hitting 1 million. You know what I mean? And it really did. It just came out of nowhere. So I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed.
I bet a bunch of your fans are going to be watching this. So let's give them some context as to who you were before all this happened, before social media content, before you took the step to grow something on your own.
Yeah.
What were you doing before this? What was life like for you?
So I guess I was a bit of a mental nomad in a sense. I had a good job. I worked for a family business. I kind of thought that was going to be my path.
Yeah.
I actually really, really did think that was going to be my path. Loved that business, and I loved working with my family. But I didn't feel like I didn't feel whole doing that, and I'd always felt like everything I had worked up to was average. I was only really, you know, talk to talk. You talk to talk all you want, right? Saying, oh, I'm going to be the best at this and that, but in my heart, I always felt like what I was doing was average, and maybe that was because I really deep down wasn't as passionate for that pursuit as I am for this one. So prior to getting into art, that was my life.
Mhm.
Just kind of coasting through, kind of unsure of who I was gonna be and what I was gonna. And then during the lockdown, one day, I decided I'm gonna try painting and just give it a shot. It's just for me, something fun. And I picked up a paper. I bought a canvas, and I bought some paint and some paintbrush, and I went to my dad's warehouse, and I started fucking throwing shit on the fucking wall, as you do. You know what I mean? I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and it felt good. And I started to say to myself, like, especially after a while of doing it, this is fun. And it ignited something in me, and it ignited a little bit of a belief in me that, hey, maybe this is another pursuit that I could have. And that, I think that the perfect definition of who I was before all of this, who I was before art and who I am now, is someone who didn't believe in themselves at all, or didn't really see themselves as destined for something great, and someone now who sees the whole world as their oyster and can have it all if they want, you know?
Why do you think you were feeling that way before? Like not believing yourself, maybe, you know, feeling like there was a void in your life. Was it, and why I ask you this, because was it maybe you were comparing your life to other people?
Guaranteed.
Was that a main thing? Like, would you wake up in the morning, you know, go on Instagram, see someone doing something, you're like, well, why can't I do something like that?
Dude, 1,000%.
Okay.
1,000%.
So a lot of comparison.
I think that's the nature of people.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the nature of people, especially in this age that we live in, where we're like, you're fucking flooded by shit all day long. You see movie stars, and you see like actors and artists and business people and all these cool people doing all these cool things.
Yeah.
And I just felt like everything that I was doing was a shell of what they were doing. It's like a fraction.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel obtainable, and it didn't feel real. So imagine how that, you know, it's a dampening feeling, right?
Yeah.
You feel like whatever you're doing means that whatever you're doing at this time means that you're destined for mediocrity, and you're not destined for all of these cool things that you see.
Yeah.
That's just how it was.
I think a lot of people feel that though, Matt. I think a lot of people, they're living a life right now where they feel average.
Totally.
You know, they're feeling like, man, I feel like there's more to life, but it's easier said than done to actually stop everything and just start something new at the same time. But maybe for someone out there that's having trouble believing in themselves right now, what's a piece of advice or something that you learned about yourself through that process that could maybe help them?
I want to say this properly,
Yeah.
but this is going to sound so corny,
No, but it's fine.
but it's so true. There is a fine line between what it means to daydream and what it means to manifest. Manifesting is really an important tool. And I know, like, how ridiculous does that sound? It's like, oh, what manifesting? Everybody talks about manifesting. What does it actually mean? Well, manifesting is the exact amount of, it's the perfect dose of delusion required to get back on the horse when things are stacked against. It's just the right amount of believing that what is about to happen to you is your fate. Whereas daydreaming is just it's not actionable.
Yeah.
Right? Manifestation is. So for anybody that's feeling like stuck, I wish that I had learned this earlier. And all of my times when I used to daydream a ton, but I didn't actually manifest everything or anything. Manifestation is a great starting place. But also part of that too is, at some point, if you're really unhappy with your life, you have to clearly define what it means to be successful. Like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah.
What is a good career for you? What is like the apex life look like for you? Without having something to chase, how could you get anywhere?
Yeah.
You know, in my past, I think an issue that I always had was I didn't have something to chase. Nothing that was actually tangible. Like, again, we go back to this comparison. You're comparing yourself to other people. I'm looking at all of these other people online doing these really cool things, but it's not tangible. I can't like reach out and grab that, right? I'm not. How do you chase that? Right? It just looks like so what? Some guys at like some fashion week show in fucking Milan. You know what I mean? Like, what does that mean to me? It doesn't mean anything. You have to give yourself something that you could legitimately see a pathway towards, and that's enough that you can hold on to keep chasing and going. And that's how you pick yourself up, and get yourself to the next level.
So you're just saying you got to find some purpose.
You need purpose.
And I feel like maybe before you took the step with the art, you didn't feel much purpose at that point.
I had no purpose.
Because you were just, I guess, working at the job, working for the fam, right? That was already set up. Like that was...
It was set up. It was there.
You
like
know.
I didn't do anything for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't do anything for that.
Yeah.
And I could make it better. But even with something like that, that's my dad's business.
Yeah.
That's not my business.
Yeah.
I'm always going to live under the shadow of my dad's dream by sticking in that thing, which is fine. I support his dream.
Yeah.
But at some point you have to take accountability for your own dreams too, right?
For sure.
That's a greater driving force than doing it for them, at least as it pertains to your own life.
Yeah.
You need to have purpose.
So how does someone take daydreaming and turn it into manifesting? What's the process? What does that process look like? What did it look like to you?
So I think it just kind of it's like a shift that I didn't really notice happen.
Okay.
But I think the best way to describe it would be, so imagine I start painting and I didn't have any intention of being a professional artist, let alone having the success that I've had.
So when you started it, just to be clear, you were just doing it because it felt like this newfound purpose and you felt good doing it.
It was fun.
That's it.
Like, dude, it was so much fun. Like, I was here I am like in a warehouse.
Yeah.
You know me.
Yeah.
I'm a chain smoker. Okay?
You
fucking, dude, I'm a fucking like I'm a chimney stack.
Yep.
Okay, I'm in this warehouse. I'm having a cigarette, might have a glass of wine by myself, jamming out to cool music. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm making a mess on a canvas, but it's kind of like it's fun because nobody's judging me.
Yep.
I'm not comparing myself to anything. Everything is gone from the world, and here I am just doing this thing. And you do the first one, and it was really shit, but it was great. And I wanted to buy another canvas, so I buy another one. And over time, did you imagine, like, canvases, they take up a lot of space.
For sure.
And me, having a little bit of an ego that I do, right? I'm like, let me get bigger with the canvases. I'll get bigger and bigger. Well, these canvases, the bigger and bigger they get, they take up a lot of room.
Yep.
And I was trying, one day sorted out, like, okay, what am I going to do with these paintings that I made? So I shared one painting and it sold for $250.
Share it on Instagram.
I shared it on Instagram.
Okay.
And it sold for $250.
And at this point, like you're still the old Matt online.
Nobody even knew who
you didn't say, like,
people didn't even know I was painting.
Yeah.
Let alone, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
nobody even knew that I was doing any of this stuff.
Okay.
So I just shared a painting online and it sold. And I was like, this is amazing. Purpose.
Yeah.
First injection of purpose.
Yeah.
First injection of a voice.
Uh-huh.
Like, wow, somebody liked what I did. I don't feel mediocre anymore.
Yeah.
Right? It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, fuck, like this is kind of cool. I didn't think of this as like a viable lifestyle thing,
Okay.
but I just thought, this is new. I kind of fucking, like, I fuck with this. Like,
Yeah. And
I
were
like
you
these-
telling anyone, like your family members or your friends, were you saying to anyone what was going on behind the scenes?
Not really.
Okay.
Like, maybe a couple friends here
Okay.
and there, but nothing really. So I sold the first one, and the person I sold to really liked it. So I wanted to do it again. So I wanted to go. I didn't, like, the other paintings I made, they weren't very good. At least they weren't as cool as this one that I made. And I actually liked that painting that I sold the guy. So I went and I made another painting, and I posted that one online. And that one did even better. All, within like a friend group,
Yeah.
people were like, oh, that's kind of cool. People were sharing it. And then some small art account shared it. And I
Yeah.
thought that was awesome. And again, it gave me some validation. gave me a little bit more purpose.
Yeah.
Somebody messages me who turned out to be one of my best friends now. Shout out Rocky.
Rocky Galati.
Rocky Galati.
Shout out Rocky.
He bought the painting.
I saw that actually. Yeah.
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 And not only did he buy the painting, but he also injected a bit more of the validation that I needed to believe that I might actually be able to do something here with this. And again, even at this point in my timeline, I didn't think this was, I didn't think I was going to have a career. I just thought.
Even after selling a few, you were still
even
like.
Even after selling two of them, even after having people tell you, hey, this is like pretty decent. I like what you're doing. I didn't think it was going to be a career. Think about how, I'm so far away from this being a viable thing because it's only the beginning. It's not even like imaginable to have a career in this thing. But I liked it. Feeling is addicting. Like, oh, this is, maybe I'm going to make another painting. And you make another one, and then somebody else buys it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you make another one. Somebody else buys it. And I mean, they're not paying a lot of money for it. Not making enough to survive.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a bit of validation. Everyone.
I think that's important though. This part for me is important because you're at the start. And at the start, a lot of people think that they need the masses to believe in them.
No.
And what I'm noticing with your story, it was like, first guy bought the painting. That was your first believer.
Yeah.
Then Rocky came, bought a painting, instilled some more belief into you.
Yep.
So technically, it's not like you had thousands of people who were cheering you on at the start saying, go, Maddie, go. No. You had a couple key people that said something or bought something at the right moment and really allowed you to see the whole perspective of it.
But here's the thing. What you realize, especially further down the road, is that actually you didn't need any of their validation in the first place.
It's facts.
And really what you needed was to believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All they did was give you the ingredients to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And then the rest is yours. And you could do anything with self-belief.
So that belief that you had in yourself when you posted that first one, because you have to have belief in it.
A little bit.
You're posting it. You're like, okay, I'm putting myself out there.
It was fucked, man. I felt very naked.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Well, I was going to ask, did you ever feel that way before?
Prior to painting?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in other...
Like to have that belief in you to put yourself out there.
I had always... Definitely, but in a different context, sort of.
Okay.
And the context would be like... So I had pursued acting before. Because I had liked doing acting. And I was looking for like a creative outlet. And I had self-belief. I've always had but it was a false self-belief. It wasn't real self-belief. In the sense that I would talk the talk of believing in myself, but I wasn't proactive at actually getting better.
Yeah.
So it's like, because I don't want to seem like a weak character.
For sure.
So somebody would say, how's the acting going? Oh yeah, it's going amazing. Oh yeah, I'm doing so good. Oh man, I'm doing the best, this and that, whatever.
Yeah.
But did I actually inside feel like I was doing the best? No. I knew I wasn't going to do fuck all on that thing. Yeah. I wasn't good enough to do it. I know it. And now I definitely know it. I was not good enough to pursue acting, but it was fun while I did have my time doing it.
Yeah.
The difference is between then and now is now with this new type of validation that I was getting, I did feel a need to actually try and improve. A little bit of a need. And this is unique. This is something that I'd never felt before.
Wow.
Where now with these paintings that I was making, I was like, no, how do I actually improve the voice? I feel like for the first time in my life, people are kind of listening to me. Not in a sense of actually speaking, but in a sense that if I put something down on a canvas, someone's paying attention.
Yeah.
And I'm getting an attention that I've never had before. How do I increase my ability to speak better? How do I learn this new language?
Okay.
And it gave me motivation to study. This was different.
Yeah.
This was new, and that need pushes you further and further.
sure.
You study, you work harder, and you look at more resources, and you climb, and you get better and better. Your voice gets stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about now the growth of the page, right? And how that started. And we spoke off camera a bit. You've adapted a few times with the content, but maybe break down like what your plan was at the start. You know, when you said,
Yeah.
okay, I'm good. It's different than, okay, let me post this, we sell it. Maybe a couple weeks later, we'll post this, we sell it. Now you pretty much made a decision where you're going to go hard on socials.
Yeah. So that's another whole funny thing, right?
Right? Which you never were that guy, by the way.
Never. Oh my
to
God.
be out like really in front of the camera or anything like that, or speaking on camera. You weren't really that guy before. So I'm guessing it was a huge change for you.
It was a wild change.
Yeah.
But it took a lot of learning again. So imagine, and I mean, you'll know this better than anyone. It was a lot of learning how to drive and figuring things out. So at the beginning, I had to get through all of these hurdles, because in the place of this, I'm getting this validation that's very real, but I also existed in a place where I would validate myself in a false way, right? Okay. Validate, like going back to the acting thing, I would tell myself that I was good, or tell people that I was good at something because my ego wanted me to not be ashamed of the fact that I wasn't doing fuck all. Now I'm getting validation from people, and I actually have to do something. Well, what's the only way to grow your name outside of your immediate circle? It's something like social media. So at the beginning, I started trying different things. You know, I post a painting here, or I'd try and take like a shot of a painting and put a caption and some bullshit. And what I learned in the process of doing that is that I'm not that interesting. True.
Okay, go on.
Like, I'm not inherently that fucking interesting.
Okay.
And I'm not inherently that cool either.
I would disagree.
Now maybe, right?
I always thought you're cool.
But this is what I mean by that.
Okay.
Is we have a tendency to think that what we're doing, because we put a lot of effort into it, the trade-off of effort means that people should be invested in it. This is just the way that people are.
Yep.
So we think, okay, well, if I spent 10 hours on this painting, or 50 hours on this painting, whatever it is, that should equate to people thinking that this is cool. And I'm just going to share this thing, and it's going to be great, and everyone's going to like it, and here I am, I'm a fucking superstar.
Yep.
But that's not how the world works.
Nope.
You're not that fucking cool. Like, dude, you're not that cool. Sorry. Like, you know, for everybody there that's posting their shit on social media, being like, why isn't it working? And the fucking algorithm's against me. No, the truth is you're just not that cool.
It's true.
And you're not that interesting. And that's okay, because neither am I.
Yeah.
Nobody is. Okay? I had to...
By the way, that's a crazy ego crushing moment.
That's brutal, dude.
But to have it right at the beginning is important.
It was great. Thank God it happened, right?
Yeah.
So here I am, like, trying all this stuff, and I've tried everything. And this is like, so I have all of this beginning success, and, you know, sell a couple paintings, it's all great. Now I'm like, hey, well, how do I take it to the next level? Well, next level is broadening my circle of influence. And well, that's not really working now.
Yeah.
So I'm at a stalemate. And I was frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And there was one experience I had two experiences. But one really is the catalyst for everything, which is that same friend, Rocky, brought me to see a private collection of art. Very, very big private collection. Very expensive private collection. And I won't name names or anything, but it was phenomenal experience. And while we're walking through this big building with all these amazing paintings, we stumbled across a painting by a woman named Helen Frankenthaler. She's a color field artist, one of my favorite artists.
Okay.
And I recognized it right away. And I had a very limited knowledge of art at the time. I knew it. It was so obviously her. So I said to the guy that was chaperoning us, "Oh my God, is that a Frankenthaler?" And he said, "Yeah." We started talking about her. And he said to me something. He said, "You know, Frankenthaler and all of the other artists in this collection, and the whole collection is abstract, color field, that all of the artists here are the most technically gifted artists. You wouldn't know it by looking at the work, but they are. They're the most knowledgeable. They know the most about the craft. And in order for them to make paintings that seem to defy and break all of the rules, they have the best understanding of the rules. You have to know all of the rules to break them."
Yeah.
And it flipped a switch in my head where I was like, okay, if I'm going to get better at this thing, I need to expand my knowledge base. I need to start learning about art in a way that I had never learned about it before. So I started buying books. And I started looking at paintings every day. And I wanted to learn about, I didn't know anything. So I'd look up a period and I'd learn about the period. And then I'd see an artist that I like. And then I would look at their paintings and I'd ask myself, why does this one good? Why does this one work? And I'm getting cool information along the way, right? Like, it's all new to me and it's all fascinating. And I'm learning these cool stories about Picasso and Edouard Manet and Michelangelo and Caravaggio. And like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So one day, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna share one of these stories that I learned on social media, and let's just see what happens. Like,
Okay.
I've never done anything like this before. Might as well try. And at the time, I had created a brand new social media account. I didn't tell anybody about it. So it started from 0 followers. And I was posting, again, like bullshit. I was posting like, what would Andy Warhol look like as an NFT or some fucking nonsense.
But were you using the voiceover at that point?
No, I wasn't using any voiceover. I
Okay.
was literally taking like an Andy Warhol, I was typing in like a prompt on an AI and being like, make me a thing if Andy Warhol made an NFT that looked like this or whatever. And then it would make something. And it was like bullshit. Then it was just garbage. Okay? It was like, again, like feed the ego. You're not that cool, right? But this time I was like, you know what? I know these cool stories. I got to tell a story. How am I going to tell this story? And I had heard, you doom scroll sometimes. And I had heard all these videos with this like AI generated voice. It was like very clear robotic voice. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna find where that voice is from, and I'll write a story. I'll kind of like copy the story that I heard, and I'll put it online. So I did it, and man, that first story was like, for me at the time, was the most remarkable thing ever. It got like 15,000 views or something. And like, it was the first thing I had ever posted that had 1,000 likes. And I was like, this is insane. Like, holy fuck. This is crazy.
How long after that you started the account did you post that?
Probably a month.
Okay.
Probably.
So testing some AI stuff for like a month and then until you had this.
And then I had this thing and like, maybe it came from like pure desperation, but it came. And
still no one knows that's your account.
Nobody knew. Like, I didn't advertise this to anybody,
okay.
you know? So I didn't advertise this to a single person. And I posted this thing and it did good. And that was addicting as hell. That's another form of validation.
For sure.
I was like, whoa.
Welcome to social media.
Even though, by the way, that first ever story was just me regurgitating a story that I heard. It was an art history story.
Yeah.
Like, I just took a cool story that I heard and I told the thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, maybe this is a thing for me. So I made another one and another one and another one. And I think within a week after having posted that one, I'll never forget. I will never forget this for the rest of my life. This was like the ultimate milestone for me. That I couldn't even think this big. I had 3 videos in a row do 100,000 views each in a weekend, and like For me, that was I bet you I might as well won a Nobel Prize.
I was gonna ask, like, what was that like for you, like opening your phone and seeing that engagement come in, those numbers?
I remember I was at me, my dad, and my girlfriend went for Chinese food.
Okay.
And her and she's the only person that knew. So we're like, I'm like, babe, I think I'm gonna hit 100,000 views on a video. She's super fired up. I'm super fired up. And all three of them hit 100K.
Wow.
And I was like, this is sick. And at the time, again, they were just art history stories.
Mm-hmm.
I was regurgitating a story at the time.
Yeah.
And I was making the videos with like AI, like video.
Yeah.
I wasn't even showing the painting.
True.
I was just showing this. I was kind of like animating the story with AI videos.
But still, at that point, I hadn't seen anyone do that with art.
It was different. Like
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it was different, but it was different. Now there are other people on YouTube now that I'm friends with that were doing art history content.
Yeah.
But they were doing it in a completely different way, and they were already huge and like successful, and they were art historians and academics and all of this stuff. And here I am, this fucking bozo that just stumbled upon an art history story that I liked, and I shared it online, and it worked.
Yeah.
But it gave me something to chase a little bit, because it's amazing when you have 0 followers and 0 views, or you have 0 achievements, it's impossible to see the potential of what you are.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard to see over the hill. Mm-hmm. Maybe you believe that this is my limit. This is all I could achieve. And it's whatever this thing is, feels far away from where you are. Hitting those milestones made me feel like maybe I could do something that hits 1 million views one day. That would be pretty cool.
Yep.
It doesn't seem so out of reach. I already did 0 to 100,000. What's 100,000 to 1 million's less than that?
Yep.
The space.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? So I started to get addicted to it and make more and make more. Now, another interesting thing was happening in my head at the time too, which was I got into art really late in my life. Mm-hmm. And I am at this point feeling like maybe this is kind of something that I do want to do. I really, really like
Like now you're looking at it like a career.
I'm looking at it like maybe this could be.
Mm-hmm. And you're still working with your dad.
Oh yeah,
you're still working at that point.
You're working like full time, right? Yep. But I'm painting at night, and I'm studying at nighttime every day, and I'm really trying to improve, and I'm really trying to get good.
Yeah.
But I'm saying to myself, I'm 30 at this point, 31, 30. How am I gonna do this? Like, I didn't go to art school. I have all of these people around me that have careers and are my friends that are successful. I'm still at a point where I'm comparing myself to other people.
I think we'll always do
right?
that. Yeah.
Probably always will. But I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna have a career? What is my career gonna look like? Because I started so late. And this stuff starts to go off, and I'm realizing as my first couple shitty videos do really well, I'm seeing not only could I hit 1 million views on a video maybe one day, but maybe I could actually like fast track myself and catch up for all the lost time that I had.
Okay.
Maybe I can actually have a career that's somewhat decent. Maybe, right? Like maybe I could do something decent.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see the vision a little bit.
Yeah.
So I keep making stuff, I keep making videos, I keep painting. And I mean, every milestone gets you a little further until here you are, right?
And it's an important question as to how you're making those milestones as they're coming. Because what can happen too is you start getting 100,000 views, 100,000 views, 100. Now you almost start maybe chasing the numbers in not a good way though.
Totally.
Because you could go that direction too, which could happen.
Totally.
So maybe explain how you were goal setting at that point, right? For yourself. Yeah, because like I said, I feel like, and here's another thing: people can hit a viral moment. Maybe they get 100,000, 100,000, then the next one's 5,000, and now they're just demoralized.
That's what happened to me. Literally what happened to me.
Okay, so talk about how you were setting goals, and maybe even some times where maybe you wanted to quit. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you felt like it wasn't working. Were there those times?
Oh, tons. I mean, I had those times. I've had a million times where I wanted to quit, and also I've fallen into the pit of chasing numbers. Yeah. And what I've learned, I think more important than anything is this key piece of or this key insight that I've learned. In a creative pursuit, there are only two pitfalls. Actually, it's not even just a creative pursuit. Really, in any pursuit, there are these two pitfalls. It's either you want to, one of the pitfalls is copying somebody. So just copying someone. But what happens? Like, I don't want Temu Nike shoes. I want Nike shoes.
Yeah.
So I'm limited to the type of career that I could have just by copying someone alone.
True.
And I could learn a lot about craft or learn about whatever my pursuit is by copying someone or copying a bunch of people. I'm not going to jump to another level and actually improve just by doing that alone. The other pitfall, is probably the more dangerous one, is thinking that you have to do something completely original. Because here's the truth. Like, I could piss on the wall right now and tell you that this is original, and it is, but it's shit.
Yeah.
Like, what is that going to do for me? It's going to make me look like an idiot is all it's going to do, right? The way the thing that I notice is that success lies somewhere in the middle. It's your success is directly impacted by how you forward the things that came before you.
Okay.
So when I was in these lulls where so I had like a little bit of viral success, like semi-viral success, and then I was hitting like 5,000 numbers. Well, why did I have that viral success? Because I copied a story that I heard. I didn't create a brand new story. I didn't have a voice. I copied a story that I heard. And then the ones that didn't do well, I tried to do something completely original, and that didn't work either. Things only started to take an upward trajectory the moment I realized, let me look at the broader picture and figure out how I could actually improve the way that whatever it is that I'm trying to do it. Like, how can I improve the craft?
Yeah.
So I started to look at, here I am, I'm studying paintings. And I'm getting better as a painter too. I'm painting every day and I'm studying painting every day. I've never seen anyone do an analysis of an artwork before. So I started talking about how I saw painting. And I noticed the numbers start to trickle up a little bit. And I would give my opinion on it. Like, really give my opinion on it. I mean, I swear in my videos. Yep. It's like unheard of in the art world. Yep. But this is how I thought. If I probably dropped the F-bomb 50 times already in this conversation. This is how my brain works. Yeah. So I started to put my thoughts, actually channel my ideas and talk about artwork and not copy, not try something original, just try to forward the craft, try and forward art. And by doing that, I got myself out of this slump and I got myself to the next peak. And then I slump again and then peak, slump again and peak. Yeah.
That's the world we're in.
That's the world we're in. That's the way it works.
So that the moment where you started doing the voiceovers at that point with your opinion on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So then I had I found this really great voice that I liked. It was a British guy, the one that I use now. And I grew up watching Planet Earth documentaries and all of that stuff. I love David Attenborough. And I love the presentation of those documentaries. They're so interesting. Yep. It's kind of something kind of romantic about it, with that they like the copy and how he speaks. Yep. And I was like, that's just like perfect for what I'm trying to do is like art analysis. It feels so regal, but it's in my words, and I'm not regal at all. Yep. Like, I'm like the anti-regal. Yep. So this would be like a funny thing. And I found the voice. I started to inject things to kind of make the voice my own. Like I would take clips of Attenborough and throw them in there and some other things so I can get the cadence and whatever. And at the same time that I'm doing that, I started to look at art. I removed all of the AI videos. So removed all of the AI stuff completely. And I would just pick a painting and talk about it.
Okay.
Pick a painting and talk about it. And that thing turned into the very beginnings of what it is that I do now.
And you were doing that like daily, I think.
Yeah. So
Right?
not daily, but
Close to it.
I would do it. So some days, some weeks more than others until I found a sweet spot where like I was trying to first do volume, but I could only do very short videos. And then as I started to do longer analysis, I realized that it was too, it would take away from me actually studying painting.
True.
So I reduced it to a few days a week.
Okay.
And then I kind of picked the days of the week that I like. And now it's essentially evolved into me doing an analysis 3 times a week.
Okay.
Over the time, right? But it's
Because those videos take a long time.
they take a while. Yeah.
Right?
They take a while. We got to think. I'm actually studying the painting.
You have to study it first.
I'm looking at a painting. I'm studying it. I'm learning about it.
Yep.
And then I'm
Creating an opinion.
creating an opinion. I'm talking about it. Like
Yep.
I'm writing about it. And I'm not writing in a traditional sense where I'm like, let me write a script. I write everything into 11 Labs.
Okay.
Like I literally, I do the whole thing on my phone.
Wow.
So I'll look at the painting after a little while that I've studied it. I write it's a stream of consciousness
Yeah.
into 11 Labs. I kind of know what the cadence is. Sometimes I have a song in mind.
Mm-hmm.
If the painting makes me think like, oh, Mozart, I'll put the song on. And then I put that right into CapCut. I take the image of the painting and I put it all together.
Yeah.
And I talk about it. And that's how my story thing, my storytelling has developed into
Yes.
something like this.
Yes. And at the start, you were only posting those videos. Like there wasn't any other content going out.
Only those videos.
That's it, right?
Only those videos.
And at that moment, you were branded as the Fine Art Collective.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So now we get into this shift.
Yeah. So talk to us about as it's growing, maybe even before you get to the first shift or adapt. Was there a really big moment or a piece of content that went out that really pushed you to another level that you remember? Followers or views wise?
Yes, there was. So after those few videos that had 100,000 views, I was stuck in like a period where I wasn't getting very much. And I didn't have a big following. I remember being stuck at sub 20,000 followers for a while. And I want to say a while being like 6 months. That was I couldn't move.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out. And I almost gave up completely.
Wow.
Because you remember, I'm working a full-time job
Yeah.
at this time. I'm still like, I'm working, I'm going to the office every day. I'm working for my family's business. And then I'm doing all of my art stuff at night. So it's 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Right?
2 full-time jobs.
2 full-time jobs. Plus I work on the weekends doing art stuff.
Okay.
So I'm like, this is not really sustainable right now because I don't really like that other job anymore. Even like in the sense that I not that I didn't like it, but I liked.
No, because you're there and you're thinking about all the.
I'm thinking about painting
Yeah,
stuff. I'm thinking,
yeah,
man, exactly. I'm at that office. I'm thinking about painting
Yeah.
stuff. It's taxing, and something wasn't clicking. It wasn't working, and I almost gave up. I was like, this maybe I hit a wall or I hit some luck, and that's it. And that's just what it's gonna be.
Damn.
And then I did a writing class on. I'm like, okay, well, think outside of the box. How did I improve my paintings? Well, I improved my paintings by studying not just paintings, but by studying photography. And I watched movies, and I would stop the frame, and I would study the movie, the actual like movie frame, and I would say like, why is this a great composition? Why does this work? Why does this color work? Et cetera, et cetera. So what's the difference between painting and writing? Like in terms of the way I'm studying? Well, I'm not really studying writing. Maybe I need to study writing, so I took a class.
Wow.
I did like one of those master class things that you see, and I did one on short form writing. That was great. And then I joined a group of people that were all like content creators, and I went in to see if maybe there was something that I was missing. I was still in this. I didn't know anything about content really.
Yeah.
So I thought, let me go in and see what these people know. Maybe I'll learn something from them. And I'll be honest with you, in that content group, I met some amazing people, some people that I'm still friends with, but I didn't actually learn anything about content. Instead, what happened was it gave me a competitive environment where I could compare myself to other people in a healthy way. Made me want to, in a healthy way, which is something really important too. Competition breeds winners. It's a good thing, right? You need it. It's important to have someone to chase and try and beat at all times.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't do it all on your own sometimes, right? So that environment plus these classes got me to shift my writing style a little bit, hone my skills a little bit. And then I had my first video hit 1 million views. Just came out of nowhere.
Wow.
And then right after that, I had another video hit like 7 million views. And then my life changed.
And then you quit your job.
Yeah, not quite yet. Not quite yet. But
so you hit those 1 million, 7 million.
yeah, it was like 1 million. And then like a week later, it was like 7 million. Then a week later.
This is right after you're saying, I want to quit.
Right after I'm saying I wanted to quit. Like,
by the way, you said you felt like quitting, but then you doubled down and said, let me get better at everything else.
Funny how that works. Right?
Crazy.
It's funny how that works.
Because think about how many times you could have made the other decision and not ended up here today in this chair.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, think about this, for example.
Right.
You were at, like you said, close to 20,000.
20,000.
But again, that's a lot of fucking people too.
It was a lot of people.
You were getting numb to the numbers.
It was a lot of people, but it's that thing. It's like you start to see like when I started and had 0, when I first 1,000 followers,
it
was
saying.
unbelievable.
I know.
It was 1,000 people is a lot of people.
I know.
Put 1,000 people in this room. It's not happening.
Yep.
Like we're gonna die in this room.
Yep.
It's a lot of people.
I just think it's crazy that you had that moment and then you're like, okay, I feel like quitting. Why don't I just use that energy and get better in these aspects that are gonna help me get back on track?
I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but I think it was like my inside saying like this was something saying just one more chance.
Yeah.
One more try. Like don't give up this easy. Like, you know what? You've given up in everything else in your life.
Damn.
And we're mediocre your whole fucking life.
Yeah.
And you're just going to do that again.
Damn.
So give it one more shot.
So you're having a lot of conversations with yourself at this point.
Totally, man. I don't want to be, I'm so fed up with feeling like I was just going to be average.
Yeah.
And I was getting to a point too where I had a little taste of self-belief. And I would watch movies. I love movies, by the way. I would watch a movie and see a cool character and say to myself, well, this character was inspired by a real person. And why can't that person be me? Like, why do I have to be me and that person gets to be that person? Like, I'm no different than that person.
Yeah.
Why can't I be cool? Like, why can't I have something like that? Why can't my life be fantastic?
I think a lot of people feel that they just don't want to actually admit it or say it.
Yeah, man.
I'm serious.
Right?
Where it's like, like it's okay to say you don't want to be average.
It's okay.
Like that's like, you're not shitting on everyone who's average. You have your own life at the end of the day and you live one life.
Yeah.
You only have one.
Yeah, you live one life.
And like, that's okay to say to yourself, like, I want to be better. I want to have more impact. I want more people to know me. I don't want to be average. Like, these are things that 99% of people feel, but they won't say.
But also, your definition of average and successful is different than everyone else's.
Facts.
It's different. Like, somebody's average could be eating 4 tins of caviar every day because that's what they fucking grew up with. That's not my average, tell you that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's somebody's average.
Some people smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day.
That's my average. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's my average.
Yeah.
So, like, all of our averages and all of our end goals are different. But here I am. I've had a taste of the smallest little grain of success and the smallest little grain of like, wow, I did something cool and people actually like kind of fuck with what I did. And I don't want to give this up because I hate the alternative.
Of course.
Which is the alternative for me is like, well, I'm just going to go back into this thing that I didn't build. Maybe I helped a little bit. And I'm going to fade off into the fucking abyss. Yeah. And like, here's my life. I'm going to work every year of my life so that I could live for 2 fucking weeks when I take vacation. Yeah. So that's the alternative. So the reason why I got back on that horse was because that's what I'm headed towards.
Yeah.
If I don't take a writing class, and even if I intentionally felt that way at the time or not, whether or not I did, that is the reality. It's like, if I don't do this thing to get better and try just a little bit harder, that's going to be my life.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. I don't want that to be my life.
And when you're having those kind of conversations with yourself, like, is there anything external that's helping you at that point? Anyone? Is there, is your mom, in your ear motivating you? Are you watching something? Are you listening to someone's podcast? Are you seeing things that are like, yo, okay, this is reaffirming that I need to keep going?
Not. The truth is probably yes.
Yeah.
But I think I was so self-consumed.
Yeah.
Because I'm like feeling all of the, the worst thing that happens to you right now is like the worst thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Facts.
right? Like it's always the worst because we're so dramatic people.
Yeah.
Right? So no doubt I had so many great people. I wouldn't be here without my support system.
Yeah.
I would not be here. Yeah. I owe it all to them. And you know who you are if you've been in my corner.
Yep.
So no doubt they were in my corner pushing me along. But at the time, I don't feel like that. At the time, I just felt like
it was you against the world.
It was me against the world.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm crushed by this thing. But it worked.
Yeah.
I fucking did it. And then it worked. And then I did, and I lucked out doing it. Like that perfect thing, that perfect storm, something
perfect
happened.
Time. Yeah, yeah.
Perfect time. Who knows what it was?
But that's how shit happens though.
But it was just the right thing.
Yeah.
To get me over the hump.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. And it was like quick. I went from 20,000 followers to 100,000 followers in like a month.
Damn.
Like, boom.
I remember that moment.
It was fast. It happened. And actually, it was faster than that. It was like 20,000 to 250K in like a month and a half or 2 months. Like something fucked. Like, but what happens there? Validation again. And now I could see another hill that I couldn't see before. And the whole world opens up to you a little bit. And whatever I thought my thing that I was chasing was, I wasn't chasing that anymore. I was chasing this way bigger thing. Because not only does that type of exposure and reach give you the validation required to keep going and believe in bigger things, but it actually legitimately opens some doors.
Of course. You're that many people seeing you.
You're connected to different people.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, this person is connected to you and sends you a message. And I would never dream, and I won't throw names out, but I would never dream of talking to some of the people that I've talked to, right? It was not even, they weren't even human beings to me. They weren't even fucking real.
Just fantasy people.
They were fucking video game characters. Like, they might as well have been.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't real. Here I am. I'm just me.
Yeah.
And now I have this person that I'm talking to.
Yeah.
But what does that do for you? Changes your view. Like, wow, no, I could talk to this person.
Yeah.
I'm connected to this thing. Yeah. I could talk to this guy and I could open that door. What's possible? Like, what else could I do?
Yeah.
Here we go. Boom. Again, back to work.
It's crazy because that was probably the moment where you really felt the power of social media, like on a whole other level.
That's
like
right.
The 100K and stuff, that was fine before, but growing that fast in a following.
That was it.
It's insane.
That literally was the shift in my life.
Yeah.
But also the shift in my mindset.
Okay.
I'm still working this job at this point.
Okay.
Still.
Okay.
I am still going at it every night. I mean, I go at it every day now. That hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Like relentlessly. But I, for the first time in my life, had a voice. Yeah. That is something. Now at this point, that would be 32 years old. This would have been, 32, call it 32. I had a voice for the first time ever.
Yeah. In your life, you felt.
In my life.
Yeah.
in my life, I could actually say something and people would listen to what I have to say. Not just circle of friends, not just your immediate little group of influence. I could actually say something and people will listen. I didn't feel mediocre for the first time in my life. I kind of felt like, hey, I'm not, wait, what up? Yeah, I'm here. Like, hey, yeah, I'm like, I made it. Like, this is great. This is cool. And I'm putting up like, I don't know, at that point, it was nothing crazy, but maybe it was like 15 million views a month or like 15 million whatever, right? And I was like, that's a fucking lot of people, man. That's like country. You know what I mean? Like, and that's cool. And like at that time, again, it's all relative, right? So I never dreamed of something like that. And that's opened this thing. Now, how does that impact my art career? It also starts to make me believe in this other aspect of my career, which is, remember at the beginning, I said I had started painting really late in my life. And I was trying to sort out, like, how am I going to have any type of career having had started so late? I'm so far behind everything. And in art, as is in any other field, it's a lot of bureaucracy. There are a lot of steps and things. There's a lot of traditions, right? And maybe in the art world, one of those traditions is like, well, you go to like an art school, and then you do like a couple small shows, a couple group shows, and then maybe you get signed with like a small local gallery, and then that goes okay, and you have some sales, and then you get signed to another gallery, and then maybe you get some more shows or a solo show, and then you work your way all the way up, and then if you're lucky, like if you're the fraction of a percent, then you get to go to like a big gallery, and then you get to maybe be inside a museum. Wow. That's the way. That's the traditional path.
The corporate ladder for the art world.
The corporate ladder of the art world, right? It's the same in like movies. Yeah. It's the same in you do like a shitty extra spot. Yeah. And then you do a fucking, you get a line on
comedian,
a TV
same
show.
Thing, yeah.
Comedian, same thing. Musician, same thing. Yeah. But an accountant, the same thing. Right? He's got to work the shitty job here. A lawyer, the same thing. He's got to do articling and whatever, right? This is life. Yep. Social media, now, I'm like, oh, I could back end this whole thing. I actually could, I don't have to do any of this thing. Maybe I could play a game that's no one's ever played before and put myself right there. Yep. Right at the top. Right with all of the people that I've been chasing. Now, maybe I manifested too hard at the beginning and I put way too much delusion in my brain because when I started and I was learning about the market, I found all of the biggest, best galleries in the world. And I said, oh man, if I'm not signed to one of these galleries, then my career is a waste. Yep. And I don't want to sign for anyone. Once you see the Bugatti, you don't want to go into the Honda. Yeah. No offense to Honda, great car, but once you get in the Bugatti, it's a Bugatti. Yep. That's it. Over. I see the Bugattis, and now how do I want anything else? I don't want anything else. Yep. So I have the epiphany now. Well, maybe there is a way I can get into these places. Maybe I'm not lost, and maybe I don't have to take a traditional route where the fate of my career and my reputation is in the hands of everybody else, and I have a 0.01% chance of it working out. Yep. Think about how many artists there are in the world. Sure. Everybody's a fucking artist these days. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be one of the 100 that get into one of these places, right? Maybe I could do it myself. So social media becomes this vehicle for that for me. And now I'm more invested in getting better at writing. I'm more invested in getting better at painting. And I'm more invested in adapting my brand. Can't believe I'm even using the word brand, but here I am adapting my brand to fit this objective that I'm pursuing. Yep. how do I do it? What is this gonna look like? What does this require? And that combination of elements
Yep.
has from that time, so from that 250K to wherever the hell I am now and wherever I'll be in the next God knows how long,
Yep.
that has been the driving thing. It's like the perfect storm, the perfect blend of these things.
Yeah. It's honestly awesome that you can use social media to bypass almost, depending on what, because again, we have comedians come on.
Yeah.
And they say, well, I'm getting shows because of my social media audience.
yeah.
Then there's a guy who maybe has 1,000 followers who's a killer comedian, but no one books him because he only
Yeah.
has 500 followers.
Yeah.
So people are even in acting, the same thing. If you can just do skits all day online, and you can eventually get picked up as
a
an
movie.
actor. Yeah, you can
No,
get a movie.
why not? We live in an age now.
That's the world we live in.
You get noticed. Your job is to get noticed.
So think about how you're potentially able to maybe bypass 20 years
A career.
Literally.
I'm literally telling you, man.
through social media.
A career.
Yeah.
And like, we'll get into that later, but
I just think more people have to look at it that way.
well, here's the thing. You are a business, and don't forget it. Like, I don't want to hear that I'm a creative and this is my thing and it's just about me putting myself out. Like,
Yep.
yes, I understand. That is part of the aspect of you that has a voice.
Yeah,
But if you actually want to have a career in anything, you also have to treat yourself like a product.
facts.
You're a product. Sorry.
Of course.
You're a product.
Yep.
That's it. You're a brand. And
Yep.
what does that mean? That means that everything about you has to be shaped and molded in a certain way to achieve this bigger aspect of your goal. Like, you want to play at that next level.
Yeah.
This is how you play at that next level.
Yeah.
You're a brand. Social media is an amazing tool at allowing you to manipulate your brand in a way and your story in a way. And I say manipulate, maybe manipulate as a negative connotation.
I know what you're saying.
But
Yeah.
right? Shape your brand in a way that allows you to go places that you didn't even imagine going.
Yep.
You have to have both. And I think two pitfalls. It's like some people, they only want to, I'm only going to do paintings. Well, what did we say before? You're not that fucking interesting.
Yeah.
And you're not that cool. And guess what? It might be incredible you're painting, but why would anybody care about it?
Yeah.
Why would I care about it? Like, I don't care. I don't equate to the fact that you putting 100 hours into
Yeah, you
something
can't
isn't,
see- yeah.
it's not tangible
Yeah,
to me.
yeah.
So you've taken care of a really important part, a pillar. You've taken care of a really important pillar, which is get unbelievable at your craft.
Yeah.
But I don't give a fuck about your stupid craft.
Yeah.
Because you haven't made me give a fuck about it. The other side of it is you need to market yourself because you're a product. And I can market myself till I'm blue in the face, but at some point, if my product is shit,
Yeah.
then this doesn't mean anything either. It's a combination of two things that get you where you need to go.
Yes.
This is the apex. Look at anybody in a career path that you're chasing at the top, like anyone at the top. Really look at them and ask yourself, do they kind of have both? Are they really good at what they do? Probably really good at what they do. Are they branded really well? Probably branded really well.
course.
Do they have control over the amount of influence that they have? Almost certainly they have influence. They have leverage. And influence is the most valuable modern currency that we have. Of
course.
Influence is the Bitcoin of philosophical currency, meaning that time, a fiat currency, and influence are the three currencies.
Yep.
Right? I have money. That makes my life a lot easier. Money affords me the time to give me happiness. Well, what's the other thing that drives the world around? It's the amount of influence that I have. I could leverage my influence over the rest of the market to give myself better deals.
Yes.
I could leverage my influence to open doors for me and introduce me to people that'll help my career. And in the same time, even though I know that statement in itself sounds extremely self-serving, and Yeah, in fact, it is self-serving to some point. But the truth of the matter is, most people are interacting at some level because they want to be, even if it's not like you're interacting with somebody at a certain level. It's not necessarily because you want them to buy some shit or you want to be on their fucking show or some shit. I don't know what it is, right? But maybe just being in the room with someone who's really successful is the information that you need to take yourself to another level. Of course. So is that not self-serving? For sure it is. Yeah. Well, you need this currency influence to get there.
I know.
You need that.
Yep.
The people that are stuck need to understand you need all of these things to work in tandem.
Okay, so you decide, okay, I got the vehicle now. This thing's going to take me to where I want to go.
Yeah.
But I do have to look at my brand and maybe tweak it a bit moving forward. So what was that like for you? And what was the game plan behind the brand?
Yeah, I'll tell you a hilarious story. Yeah. This is so embarrassing. It's like you want, like, this is like ego kicked in the balls.
Beautiful.
Okay? Brutal. I'm feeling great. Now I'm beyond the point. I'm probably now at this, when this had happened, I have my wonderful manager, who's one of my best friends in the whole world. She's on my team now. We're working together. We're going after. We're getting different types of projects. Art selling. My writing is selling, and like my algorithm project is on the go right now. I've got one of the fastest growing art installations in the world. I'm like kicking ass, right? But my branding is off. I didn't realize that my branding was off.
Okay.
I didn't know. I didn't even consider branding, like really consider it in the way I'm about to, right?
Yeah.
And lo and behold, one of those galleries that I was manifesting, one of those Bugattis, sends me an email and says, "Hey, we'd like to invite you to London for something." Oh my God, this is amazing. I can't believe they invited me to London. Like, holy shit. I manifested this gallery. Like, I did it. I did it. They're inviting me to London. This is crazy. Yeah. They're seeing me as like an artist.
Yeah.
And holy cow, like, this is crazy, right? Yeah. But I couldn't go because I was already on another trip.
Okay.
Little time goes by, I get an email from them again. We want to fly you to, we want you to come to France. And we'll bring you in, and we want you to come with us on a trip, and we'll do all this stuff. And I was like, this is wild. But in that email, they wrote, we're going to put you as part of the press junket. And like, you want to know what it feels like to have your heart ripped out of your chest? That killed me.
Because that's what you just decided you weren't going to be.
I was never going to be the press, and I'm not the press. And I don't care about any of that stuff. I'm an artist.
Yeah. And
here I am. This is my dream now. I cultivated this dream. And not only it's not just anybody saying press. The Bugatti is saying press. The thing that I've that I couldn't even dream of now is in my hands.
Yeah.
And they haven't labeled me as the artist. They labeled me as the fucking press. How do I get out of this conundrum? This is horrible.
Yeah.
But in that, I learned something too, which was I have ignored that aspect of my branding forever. And I needed to make a change. I had a substantial following, but my following, if they are seeing me as press, what is my following seeing me as?
True.
What percent, even though I'm selling stuff, I'm selling painting and having a bit of a career, how is my audience actually perceiving me? And how is that going to have a dramatic effect on my career trajectory now? I need to make a change here. So Danielle and I make a decision. Danielle's my manager. We make a decision. Okay, we need to pivot now. We need to pivot hard. we need to clearly define again, where do we think we've gone wrong? And what is it more specifically? What does this end goal look like? And one of those things was like, well, we need to shift. If they think that we look like press, which means that other people think that we look like press and we're not, then what we need to shift the image to look like. I need people to say, no, he's not press, he's an artist. He's not press, he's a visionary. He's not press, he's this or that or whatever.
Okay.
Something not press. So we started to shift the image. We changed the name. It was once the Fine Art Collective. I hated the name forever. The reason why I had it in the first place is because I never expected anything to happen in the first place, ever. Like, I wasn't expecting this career.
Yeah.
But I was stuck with the name. I was very scared to change the name. Okay, we got to change the name. We got to change the way we present ourselves. Mm-hmm. We need to change the way we put ourselves out online, like meaning how are we labeled on our website? What does our website look like?
Okay.
Do we post? Do we share insights into my lifestyle? We need to share more of that stuff, make it more personal. Let's start doing this stuff. But we don't have 6 months to do this. We need to do this right now, immediate.
Because you were growing so fast.
It was growing fast, and also my time. Man, I'm late to the game. I need this now.
Yeah, Yeah.
So we start changing things over quickly. Change the website right away.
And what can I ask you? Like what was actually the changes that you made? Like
totally.
What exactly were you changing?
So it's amazing the time that we live in, because you are what you'll notice that happens with influence and with fame is that you lose at some level an ability to make a first impression, only because it's not only because I walk into a room and say a bunch of people are gonna already know who I am. And that's certainly a thing for sure that could happen. It doesn't happen to me crazy. It doesn't happen to me everywhere. But more so in the modern age that we live in, if you Google my name, AI from Google will spit out a summary of who I am. Mm-hmm. And what happens is it gives you a first impression of who I am, right? So if you type in my name on Instagram, the AI, Meta's Instagram, will give you a summary of every resource it could pull from online and tell you about who I am before you even click onto my profile. Mm-hmm. It's giving you a first impression of me. So the first area to change my branding was to manipulate or shape the way that AI would regurgitate information about me. So how do we do that? Well, we go on my website and we say, okay, what are the key talking points? What are the words that are banned from my brand from now on? Banned. Like, we never use the word press, but that's definitely banned.
Yep.
We're banning X, Y, and Z, and these are the words that we need to inject. This, that, artist, visual artist, whatever, right? We do that. We do all of the SEOs on the website. We look at all of the other, whatever projects I'm working on or press that I'm getting. We make sure that the words are very specific, so everything is aligned with what the branding is. And in a very short period of time, Google now, or Meta, or whichever AI platform you use, starts to shift the way that it talks about me when you look into who I am. Okay. So I can now, it'll say artist from here that's worked with X, Y, and Z museum and has collaborated with this and that, whatever. And how does that change the way you look at me? That was the first, most important part to changing the brand. The next thing was the visual change. Okay. So we took a hard look at my social media, and we looked at how all of the thumbnails were, and all of the way that it was set up. It honestly looked like educational. Yeah, it looked like a media company. It looked like press for sure. It looked like an educational thing, which is not what it's supposed to be. And we just lost sight of that. Yeah, right. We lost sight of it partially because it was working, and it was really scary to change what was working,
which
because
we'll
we're
talk
having
about that too,
tremendous amount of success.
For sure.
But also, like you just didn't notice it. I don't know. I just didn't see it that way, right? Like I didn't really think about it. So it's obvious when you know, but I wasn't looking for it, so I didn't spot it. So we said, okay, all of this has to go. When you see anything that I put out in the way that I'm projected online, anything that was in our control, like my social media, I need the first thing that comes to your head to say artist. The first thing.
Yeah.
You need to know that it's not a group of people, right? Oh, that was another thing too, actually, I should mention. Even some emails or DMs I would get, people thought it was a group of people writing.
Yeah.
They thought it was like a conglomerate.
Like a team.
Like an organization.
Yeah.
It's just me on my phone. They're not even understanding that this is an artwork. Like these are love letters to paintings that I'm writing. True. It's my brain. It's literally my love letter.
So it was more so how the content was being consumed by people too.
Yeah, right. But it's all to do with presentation.
For sure.
Because the evidence for that is that it has changed. Mm-hmm. The perception's changed. It's not my voice on the videos. So of course somebody could think that the content hasn't changed in a way that would say this is an organization or a single person. But my branding around the content has changed.
So then you started including more
myself.
That's when you started seeing you,
showing more of who I am, my lifestyle, what I'm doing, showing more of my artwork, and that I was always, and we'll get into that too, like this arc that I'm building. But I started changing that stuff about me, making it more personal, and you'd be amazed how fast my branding changed. Now, from the moment that I got that email from that gallery, a month later, I got an email from Dior, and I did my first project with them.
And they called you an artist.
Yeah, and I was an artist.
And they called you an artist, not press.
A month.
So it took a month to fully. And how many followers did you have when you executed the rebrand?
So combined, I combined it probably had like 1.1 million followers. Combined.
That's a lot. That's a lot to just execute a rebrand.
It's a lot. Yeah, it was nerve-wracking.
So were you scared of losing part of your audience with this change?
I was terrified. I was terrified that I was throwing everything under the bus.
Wow.
I was very scared. But if I didn't do that, I wasn't gonna have my dream.
Yeah.
And again, here it is. If I shift my dream to being a press junket now, I'm just that mediocre guy again.
Yeah.
I know, not even though it's not true.
Yeah.
This is who I am again. I'm not the artist. I quit again. I fucking pussied out.
Yeah.
So we just said, fuck it. Let's go. This is what we got to do. Be bold.
Yeah.
Change it now. If you don't change it now, what's going to happen? And I'll tell you, okay, so we had that first thing with Dior. I had the first project with Dior come in a month after that change.
So Dior DMs you?
Yes, Dior DM me.
Crazy.
Bananas.
That's insane.
Bananas. We had like that week, we had a bunch of crazy things happen. And it was just like, it's typically how it feels now. It feels like, it's like in bundles.
You work, and then everything comes at once. You
boom.
work, yep.
And you're struggling too.
Yep.
My ass was clenched for a month. Think about it. Like I was worried that this wasn't going to work out because I was rebranding. I'm panicking about the fact that I did have a slowdown. Yeah. I did have people dropping off.
So you noticed the drop off.
Totally.
Really?
Totally. Because like,
so how did you stay positive?
I was just like, you got to go. It was the same feeling I had at 20K.
Yeah.
If I don't do this,
I know what I'm going back to.
I'm going back to that.
Yeah.
And here I am. And you know what I am again? I'm just Matt, the guy that, he didn't follow through with his dreams. Damn. Just like that guy.
Yeah.
He didn't fucking follow through with anything. He's just another one. You know? So here I am again. Like, I'm going to be that guy. No way I'm going to be that guy.
So Dior DMs you.
So Dior DMs me. Now, that was the rocket fuel for me.
No shit.
Now I was like, you know what? My rebrand worked. I feel good. Even for a period of time after Dior DM me, I was still having adverse effects. You know, we're still having a bit of
used to the new content.
People were getting used to me and my rebrand. However, now people are used to me, and it worked.
You got through that phase of like, oh, Maybe some people won't like showing me. Maybe some people really like, whatever, 1 or 2 months, and then
Boom, through.
now you're back. Rebrand's done.
And I learned in that time that you can anytime you can do anything. You could literally do anything. Like, I am a believer now in the ability of people in a way that I never was before. Because your life could change in a freaking snap of a finger.
Yeah.
My life changed in 2 years in a way that I never dreamed of.
Yeah.
I've been painting for just over 5 years now, going on 6 years. But my actual life changed in 2, which is the last 2 years of my life. To a place that, like, I went from that person to a person that can literally have anything.
Yeah.
And I really believe that. And I can have anything. And I know I can. I could walk into any place I want to. Every single door will open for me. There's not a single place that doesn't want me there. And there's not a single thing that I can't have. And that is insane.
Yeah, I know.
So when this, like, for anybody listening to this, I want you to know that if I can do it, the chain smoking bum, okay, can do it. Imagine what you can do. Like, seriously, imagine what you could do.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
So that was Dior the first like big
That was the first major brand.
brand deal that came your way?
Yeah, that was the first major brand deal.
And
I had already worked with a few museums
Okay.
for my project, for my installation, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But it was all art focused.
Okay.
Dior was the one where I was like, if they're getting me to do something, and I position this properly, and we take this for what it is,
Yeah.
they're hiring Matthew the individual,
Yep.
and that is like
That blew your
man.
mind.
That's more valuable than anything. Like,
That blew your mind. For
fucking
sure.
Dior. It's amazing. Like, it's the Real Madrid of luxury brands. Like, what's a better brand deal that you can get?
Yeah.
There are a ton of brands that are amazing. They're just at the pinnacle of it. Like, they're at the pinnacle.
Yeah.
And they were amazing to work with. I love the people at Dior. Thank you, people at Dior.
Of course. Shout out Dior.
Shout out Dior.
And what I want to ask you too is now we'll go back to creator and business talk. You as a business now, as a brand,
Yes.
how are you setting up yourself to monetize? Because there's a lot of creators out there that might be looking at you and saying, "Fuck, well, I really want to follow his footsteps. I really want to grow that. I want, but what's and again, not you don't have to do everything for money. Not every dream is for money.
No.
But you also have to live a life and
Well,
have
it
a career.
helps.
It doesn't hurt.
Let's be honest.
So
about
someone
it.
might be
Totally.
asking, okay, well, Maddie, like you grew the page, you have a huge following, but like, how do you make a career off this now?
So I think first, it all depends on what it is that you want to do. But the way I've looked at social media and my influence is the vehicle for my product. So my product is painting, but my product is also my writing. So there's 2 products that I have. I only have 2.
Okay.
Social media is the way I monetize my influence is by selling those 2 things. So having the reach that I have allows me to sell paintings. It's just the numbers game, but it also allows me to I have a book deal.
Yeah.
I'm finishing my book now.
Sick.
It's going to be amazing,
Unreal.
right? That's a way that I'm monetizing. It allows me to sell my writing like artwork. So when a museum buys my writing and puts it into their programming, they're buying the writing. That's a monetization. There's also obviously things like brand partnerships that comes with the amount of influence you have. There's things like ad revenue that Meta will pay you or YouTube could pay you. There are plenty of ways to make money.
Yeah.
I would say for somebody that wants to go down my path, even if it's something that's unrelated to art, you can do this with anything. Have a product and use your social media as a vehicle.
Okay.
Move your product to the masses.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the number one way to leverage for sure.
And do you see yourself maybe like leveraging it in any other way in the future? Like, do you see yourself, because at the end of the day, like, you could use your socials to open any door, like you said.
Totally.
Any door. Now,
Any door.
does it fit the brand and the vision that you have? That's another question.
No.
But is there something out there that's like a long time dream, like something that you're just like, this is something I really want to do? Do you want to have your own gallery? Do you want to have your own?
My personal objective is, believe it or not, has nothing to do with money.
Yeah. Well, usually it doesn't.
Yeah,
Usually it doesn't.
My personal objective has nothing to do with money. My sole objectives are, I want to compete at the highest level as a painter, meaning that I want to take my artwork to the highest level possible. I want to take my impact. I want to make my impact as big as possible.
Yeah.
And I want to, when all is said and done, be able to say that I contributed to my craft. Every single thing that I do on a daily basis is rooted in how am I contributing to craft?
Yes.
How am I contributing to art? I'm not bigger than painting. I'm not bigger than art. I'm not bigger than any of this stuff. I am a servant to art, and I'm a vessel of God, and I'm a vessel of art. That is it. That's all I am. So my objectives are to serve that purpose.
Yeah.
I'm a servant.
Yeah.
Whatever comes as a result of being a servant comes. Now, the truth is, what's going to happen and what's already happened and what will happen for a lot of people is when you're willing to give yourself to something, you're rewarded for it. And I have been. And I know that sounds like so freaking hippie, wishy-washy.
But it's true, bro.
But it's so true, man. You know, the bigger deals come, you will bring in money that you never dreamed of.
Yeah.
Opportunities that you never dreamed of, all because you were a servant to this thing.
Yeah.
You're not bigger than this thing.
And we spoke a bit too off camera about, you know, how do you keep growing the brand, but how do you also at the same time scale your art so that you can charge more?
Yeah.
Right? We're talking about that. I think you had a great breakdown of that too, of how to eventually charge more and more and more as a business. And it was all just about legitimacy and making sure you're connecting yourself with the right brands and people, correct?
Yeah. So we'll think about this.
Because there might be someone has $100 art piece right now.
Yeah.
And they're saying, Ernesto, I've been selling $100 art pieces for 3 years.
Yeah.
I need to make these now. I need to sell these for $500. How do I get to that level?
Well, it lends to that idea again of like serving craft. So the byproduct of me contributing to art in whatever way that I can, and it'll be ultimately in the eyes of my peers and contemporaries to decide whether or not I've made any contribution at all, or to decide how great or how not great I am. But art is a game of perceived value. Everything is a game of perceived value. So here's a person number one. Person A is a very, very skilled painter, but they don't have an audience. They don't have any influence. They haven't actually contributed anything to the craft, and they could sell a painting for $1,000. They can only produce 20 paintings a year. It's $20,000 easy, right? They're struggling to raise the price of their paintings because their circle of influence is small, their market is small. How many people could, even in any market, how many people could spend $1,000 on a painting? I'd rather spend $1,000 on a new VR headset or something. You know what I mean? Like, or on another artist maybe, right? It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
If I have 100 people in my market and I make 20 paintings a year, well, what are the chances, all 100 people are going to want a painting? And then once I sell 20 people a painting, I'm done.
Yep.
And my painting only sold for $20,000, so my lifetime value is there, right? The way to really dramatically increase the value of your paintings, you likely won't be able to paint more than 20 paintings. I need to increase the value of my paintings over time, and I also need to increase my market size. So all of that is the way you do that is by increasing your circle of influence. So social media is the perfect example. It's the one that we've talked about today.
Yeah.
But now beyond a certain point, it's like, okay, well, from a brand perspective, what could I do to legitimize the value that I have? Say you're in a position where you have 1 million followers or you have 500,000 followers and you're doing 30 million views a month. That's a lot of people, okay? That's a lot of people.
Yep.
You already have the market size now. You have the potential market size. Now your only job is to increase the value.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I increase the value? Well, maybe I did a brand deal with someone. I kind of pursued setting myself up to do brand deals. I did something, let's say you did something with Nike. Hey, this is the guy that did something with Nike. Well, now your paintings are $1,000 or $2,500.
Yep.
Because you did something with Nike and you're tied to that thing.
Yep.
Oh my God, that guy did something with this art fair and he won like an award or she won an award. Well, now those paintings are worth $3,500.
Yep.
Oh, this guy did a project with these museums and now he's in 20 museums. And guess what? That painting that was $3,500 is now $35,000.
Yep.
Everything that you do branded properly and advertised properly will affect that value.
Yeah.
Your job is not to scale your production necessarily, unless that's what you want to do. If you want to be someone that produces 1,000 things, there's no problem in volume.
Yep.
Volume is a good thing. But if you're a person that likes to work in scarcity, like myself, your only means of scaling your business is through increasing the value of your product. So this is how you do it. It's perceived value. It's the way that somebody connects the dots and says, oh, well, this brand, this thing, that thing is all connected to this person, then it must be more. And like psychologically, what is demand anyway? Well, it's like if I see that you have something and I feel that your thing is cool, how do I justify the price that I'm about to pay for this thing?
Yep.
Like nobody needs a painting at $35,000. There's not a single person on earth that needs that thing unless it's an investment.
Yeah.
Nobody needs it. So how do I justify that?
Yeah.
I have to justify that to you psychologically somehow.
That applies to every industry.
Everything.
Like if you think about it and you think about a barber.
Yeah.
Okay. And they have the same thing. Only a certain amount of cuts they can do a day.
Mm-hmm.
How can I get my cut from $40 to $100?
Mm-hmm.
Well, like you said, your circle of influence. Maybe now I'm the barber. I went to go do a few TFC players, a few Raptors. I got a celebrity. Now I'm showing it.
Yeah.
Oh, how come that guy charges $100 a haircut? Well, you know, he does the Raptors and he does the TFC. Oh, that's why.
He's this guy's guy.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. If you're a car mechanic and, you know, you team up with, a Michelin and you do this, or you have a celebrity come, and it's all about collaboration and the influence that's around you that builds that resume of your own legitimacy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what you're doing now is you're looking to, I guess, team up or work with or meet more galleries and museums. Correct?
Yeah. For me,
or big brands like Dior, obviously.
For me, my from a pure business perspective, it is about my focus is to be as associated with as many things as possible.
Yeah.
And where I'm at in my career is to be associated with things that have cultural significance and influence, because that is the way that I get to the next level of where I am in my career. Yep. Right? Where like I'm beyond the point in my timeline where I've maximized the influence I have. The influence.
Yeah.
Right. I'm already there.
Yeah.
I'm already well known enough in the space. Now it's like, in terms of legacy, it's like, well, how do I have cultural influence in these places? The only way to have cultural influence is I need to align with other cultural places.
Yep.
Cultural figures.
Yep.
Big museum, big brand. What could we do? What kind of project could we do together that's gonna actually have an impact in the broader space, in the broader conversation, right? Like I'm writing at a point where anything that I put out is going to literally change that thing. Like I have that reach and influence now. So how do I again shape this level of influence
Yeah.
to have a broad cultural impact? That is my goal. That's what drives my business to the next level.
Yeah.
I think. And then in terms of my own arc, yeah, that's like that gets me to where I'm hoping to go, which is like my dream in the end of the day. And I can't believe that I'm even saying this to you. My dream at the end of the day is to have a historic impact in the art space. I'm so early in my career, so who knows if that's going to happen. I think it could.
Yeah, but you've seen how fast you can grow,
I saw how fast I could grow.
right?
So that is my, and I know, people might watch it and be like, oh, I don't know, this guy was a fucking egomaniac, but I hope that's not what people
They're not gonna think that.
I don't mean it to say it in that way, but
I think you're just very happy at the change you made in your life, bro. That's honestly what I think it is. And I don't think you're a different Matt, by the way.
I'm the same person.
You've always been the same Matt, but I think what you did actually was really dial into this part of you that's maybe been earning for you for the last 10 years, just saying, Matt, let's do something. Let's be someone. And I think you finally did it, man. And I think you've been the same Matt the whole time. I think you just really unlocked something you already had in you.
I'm just Matt with a voice. That's it.
With a British voice.
With a fucking British voice in my head. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, finally my psychosis kicked in and everyone can see it, But no, like I feel the same and everything is the same, and like
I think your perspective changed on a lot of things. I think the person you are didn't change, because I've seen you many times since you've blown up, and I was like, yo, it's always the same guy, right? Yeah. What I want you to do though is I want you to manifest something on the episode. We ask our guests to manifest something in detail, something you want to come true or come to life in the next 5-10 years. Because we're going to come back, we're going to clip the reel when it finally happens.
Done.
I'm going to say, this nutcase said it 5 years ago, and now it's true.
Okay, I will tell you right now what's going to happen. I will tell you, I've been manifesting this for a while now. But something I do will be on the cover of Vogue magazine or Time or whatever. I'm going to be on the cover of a ton of magazines. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I just know that I'm going to have a cultural impact big enough that I'll be on every magazine cover in the world.
Damn.
Yeah, I will.
You will.
I know I will.
I know you will too.
Yeah.
The King Manifester now.
Yeah, man.
Once it works once, maybe
You have to. You have to.
I know. We're going to do some rapid fire now.
Let's go. Let's rip it.
Some fun shit.
Yeah, let's go.
I mean, some are a little bit deeper, so we won't have too much fun.
Let them cook.
What's the hardest part about being an artist?
The hardest part about being an artist is staying motivated.
Yeah.
Staying motivated. Keeping your schedule responsible.
Okay.
Keeping going. Yeah.
What's been the lowest point of your journey?
That moment of just almost giving up.
Yeah. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
To manifest.
That's a good advice.
Yeah.
Shout out whoever told you to do that.
Yeah.
What's one belief that completely changed your life?
You're only one action away from the wildest dreams.
And what's a belief that you used to have that you had to get rid of?
That you're destined for average.
Who would you say shaped your mindset the most?
Fuck. My girlfriend.
I love that.
Yeah. Laura, I love you.
What's one thing you'll never apologize for?
Saying what I fucking have to say.
Smoking darts.
And smoking darts, baby. Yeah.
When do you feel most at peace?
I'm always at peace.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's something you failed at, but it taught you a lot?
Everything. I fail all the time.
What would you tell someone who feels lost right now?
I would tell you that most of the time, so do I.
Damn, this guy's going deep. When's the last time you surprised yourself?
Right now. I think. I hope.
What's your biggest fear creatively?
I don't have one.
No? No fears?
Not really. I'm not afraid. No.
It's no fears, man.
Not creatively, no.
What's a moment you knew you made your younger self proud?
This is one of them, for sure.
Sick.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, bro.
Yeah. Thank you.
Who is one person you want to make proud?
That younger me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Really, that's the person.
What do you want to be remembered for?
It's for being a good person.
I think you already did that, bro.
That's what that's it. Yeah.
Maddie, our famous question. Does money buy happiness?
It certainly helps. But I'd say owning your time is real happiness.
Facts.
Yeah.
Your time being yours?
Yeah. That owning your time is everything.
Yep.
And then money gives you the time sometimes.
Maddie,
a lot of the time.
I fucking love you, buddy.
I love you too, brother. Thank you so much. This was such a pleasure.
I'm so proud of you, bro. Straight
Thank
up.
you.
I'm so proud because
proud of you
I
too.
think about all the times that we've spoken to the past, let's say 4 or 5 years.
Nobody
Great
will ever know.
conversations. No one will ever know, but
Nobody will ever know.
you know, I'm so happy that you took the chance, bro. Straight up.
Hey, man, honestly, a lot of those conversations were pivotal for this to have happened for me. So I love you, and I'm really grateful for our friendship.
Of course.
I really am.
So am I, brother. Guys, make sure you guys go check him out. It's because he's going to be the biggest artist in the world. You heard it here first. Now we got to tell his story for the first time.
Hope it was okay, guys.
No, it was great. It was great. Now we're going to go hack a dart.
Yes, we are.
All right. If you're still here, make sure you like, comment. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you next time. Maddie,
Love you guys.
we out, baby.